Welcome to Fantasy Nuts, where we get nuts over fantasy football. My name's Luke Evans. This is my Week 4 QB rankings for DFS and Redraft reassurance. So if you like this content, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below. Appreciate you watching. Let's get right into it. Josh Allen is my number one. I think he's going to end up being the number one fantasy quarterback this week. He was fantastic in Week 3. We know what he can do with his legs. Stephon Diggs is amazing, and he didn't really even get involved last week. I expect them both to have a big game this week. I expect him to get everybody involved. I like Allen at number one. At number 2, I got Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has just been nothing but sensational this year. He's the best running back on that team. If you get in the red zone, if you get in the 5-yard line, he's getting the ball in. It's almost a 6 guaranteed. I really like Kyler Murray. I wish I would have reached and grabbed Kyler Murray. He's going to win people their leagues this year. He's that lethal. He's going to be the highest scoring QB, I believe, in the end of this fantasy year. At number 3, I've got Aarron Rodgers. Aarron Rodgers comes up and lays a stinker week 1. He's like, you better respect me. You better respect me. I'm a bad man. And he comes out week 2, week 3, and he shows you he's that bad man. So I got him number 3. He's going to continue being fantastic. He's going to continue throwing Adams the ball. He's amazing. So, yeah. Let's move on. 4, Pat Mahomes against that Philly secondary. Philly secondary is pretty good. I think that you saw what Dak did to him last week, so you shouldn't be too worried because Pat Mahomes, I think, is better than Dak. So we should not worry about Pat Mahomes not having a top-notch week this week. Tom Brady is my number 5 with Matthew Stafford at 5B. Tom Brady at his age, boy, how fun is he right now, right? He was lame at the Patriots, but ever since he got with the Bucs, he's been fun to watch. He's thrown multiple touchdowns. He has more touchdowns in his 40s already than he did in his 20s. That's an insane stat. There's so much production from a QB in his 40s, it's unheard of. Anyways, moving on, Matthew Stafford and his little Cooper Kupp. I love Cooper Kupp this year. You got a value when you drafted Cooper Kupp this year. They are getting it done. Looking so good. I love it. Matthew Stafford at 5B. 6, I got Jalen Hurts. I drafted Jalen Hurts as my backup quarterback, and boy, am I glad I did that. Herbert was my number 1, and Herbert hasn't seen the start. Week 1, I played Hurts because of the matchup, and he just hasn't seen the bench since. I probably should have played Herbert last week, but still got a good game out of Hurts. Still won. I love it. Hurts is having a better year than Herbert so far. He's more consistent. But Herbert had a great week last week. So you're going to play Herbert. So anyways, we'll get to that one too. 7 is Dak Prescott. I love Dak. Dak's great. He's coming back from the injury strong. He's got great weapons, CD, Amari, the defense, Trayvon, and that linebacking crew. Elliott in the backfield. He's got a great crew around him. He can still evade. He's as accurate as he ever was. Dak's doing his thing. Play Dak at number 7. At 8, I got Herbert. Justin Herbert. At 8, I got Justin Herbert. I love Justin Herbert. I haven't got to play him yet, as I said, but he is awesome. He finally showed us that he can do what we drafted him to do as our number 1 QB. 4 touchdowns last week, 0 interceptions, almost 300 yards. He topped more than 300 yards in the first 2 games. He just didn't throw more than 1 touchdown and had interceptions. So he had pedestrian games. But last week, he showed us. This week, we should play him if you don't have anybody else other than this top 7 here that I've already listed, I think. you play Herbert. At number 9, we got Russell Willson. San Francisco D is pretty legit, but it's always a good matchup. It's a good division rivalry. You got Lockett, Metcalf, Carsons. They're all going to get involved. Metcalf's going to have the game, I think. I think Lockett, this might be one of Lockett's more pedestrian games. But I think Metcalf's going to go off. I think Carsons will have a game. And I think Russell Wilson will lead them to a victory and have a good day. I believe that Lamar Jackson is in that same like 9B category with his legs. Lamar is awesome. He's just always going to be able to be fantasy relevant. At number 10, I got Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen. His new target, Tyler Conklin. He's spreading it around. He's looking real good. I love it. He's got a good running game. The defense doesn't look bad. Kirk Cousins is a good play. My favorite DFS play this week is going to be Taylor Heinicke. We talked about this. If you did watch my first episode, his measurables are in the top 5% of the most athletic in the league in the entire NFL. He is very athletic. He's very fast. He's very strong. He jumps, which means he can get to that goal line when he's getting there. He can jump there. He's awesome. And he showed that with that run last week. So I love him this week. He's had multiple good weeks against good defenses. The Buffalo last week. So the Buffalo D is good. You're going to play Taylor Heinicke. Derek Carr is my number 12 pick. Playing like a veteran. Getting it to his little Hunter Renfrow type Cooper Kupp player that he is. I think he's going to have a game. I think Renfrow gets in the end zone, and I think Ruggs gets in the end zone for a long one. I think Carr has a good day. 13, I got Joe Burrow. Man, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is looking so good, and I believe they're going to connect for a couple. I believe Joe Burrow is going to be pretty good this year. He just has started off a little pedestrian. But I think he's going to have a two-headed monster here when Higgins is healthy and he's got Chase. I think he's going to be able to be real lethal. I believe that. At number 14, you got Baker May do it. Baker Mayfield. He may get you 3. He may not. You always bet on it. You'll see what happens. It's not something you're always going to bet on, but if you got nothing better, and it could be a good DFS play, because if he gets you 3, nobody else picked him, and he was a good value, and you'll be able to pick better players at the other spots. Next one is going to be 15. Ryan Tannehill rounding this off, finishing it off. I don't really like Tanny. He's looking pretty pedestrian. Maybe a play because he's playing the Jets in DFS, but I don't think he's going to get you more than 2 touchdowns. So he rounds my 15 off. Nothing exciting. I don't love him, but I don't hate him. So, all right, guys, that rounds off my list. So I hope you guys enjoyed the list. If it helped you in some way, awesome. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to have more episodes to come here with RB, wide receivers, and a start-sit video. So expect all that this week. Hope I can get it all in for you guys. Hey, stay fantasy nuts.